And I called my grandmother. And my grandmother was like, I said, hey, Grandma, what's going on? She was like, well, you know how older people are. They don't want to say too much, just enough to let you know what's going on. So my grandmother was like, well, Damien, they found the body this morning in the backyard, and they think it's your little brother.
Hold on for a minute, let me count mine. Ask me what I'm doing, just grinding. Haters wanna hate, let them hate, never mind them. Be more bins, tryna reach the next plateau. And I can't stop till I achieve my goals. Keep a couple feet inside the photos, so official with the vibe, you can pick up my zone. Hold on for a minute, let me count mine. You know.
She be in a group, Brody want a friend, going alley-oop, turn something to.
What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Damien Crier, and I am back with another video. If you guys have not subscribed to the Crier family, what are you waiting on? All you gotta do is turn that bell on, subscribe to the channel. But being subscribed to the channel only means you are subscribed. In order to get the notifications every time I drop a video in the Crier family, you must turn on that bell with the vibrating symbol. That way, every time I drop a video on the Crier family, all of you guys will get the notifications. Also, I will be putting the link to my reaction channel. Sorry about that, guys. I will be putting the link to my reaction channel in the description box down below. So go on over there and subscribe to that channel. Why subscribe to that channel? Because once we hit 50,000 subscribers on that channel, we will be doing our very, very, very first Cash App giveaway on that channel. So you don't have to pay anything. You don't have to fill out an application. You don't have to apply for the giveaway. All you got to do is be subscribed to the channel, keep your notifications on. So when I put on my story, or on my whatever post, instant post on IG, but most likely it's going to be on my community post on YouTube, that I will be going live and doing a Cash App giveaway. And yes, we will still be doing the Crier family Cash App giveaways on the Crier family as well, the month of November and the month of December. Some people sent me a comment and they were like, why did you pick the months of November and December for a Cash App giveaway? Well, actually, if you think about it, it actually makes sense. November and December is the end of the year, and that's the time of the year where a lot of people is robbing Peter to pay Paul until tax time. I know, I was there. I actually put a post up yesterday, man, saying that if I got my community post to 1,000 likes, that I was going to give you guys a story time about me. And let me see something real quick, guys, so I can read it to you. I know a lot of you guys saying that, but goodness, I was not expecting for you guys to actually get me. Well, it's not 1,000 yet, but I was not expecting y'all to. Good Lord, man, y'all be putting it on me, man. Y'all be putting it on me. Oh my God! So I put this post up 14 hours ago on my community post. And it reads as follows. The Crier family channel will be great again. We gonna work hard to turn this around and make it what it should be. And there's nothing that's gonna stop me. I'm about to inflict on my platform. You guys subscribe for great content, and that's what you're going to start getting. If I get 1,000 likes on this post, I'll do a story time video tomorrow about where I came from and about how it's changed me. 14 hours ago, and it was kind of late when I posted this. I'm like, it was like 10, maybe 12 o'clock midnight. What the heck are you guys doing up that time of night, man? Shouldn't y'all but be in the bed some dang on where? So anyway, as of right now, it is approaching 905 likes on this post. I'm like, man, what have I got myself into? But yesterday, I also posted 19 hours ago. I said, so who's ready for a cooking video with the Crier family? And then I said, let's get 500 likes on this post and I'll drop a cooking video for y'all this evening. Once again, Not only did y'all get me 500 likes, y'all got me 997 likes. That was 19 hours ago. So I already posted that cooking video last night. It was how to make bacon wrapped cabbage with the Cryer family. I had did a video like that like a year or so ago, and someone had actually sent me that again for that same cooking video. So that was kind of different for me to be able to do that same cooking video again. So thank you for that. So I actually got that video out there. And I also did the ASMR video, and I dropped that video as well earlier today. Well, today is Sunday, so I dropped that video like an hour ago. So I hope you guys enjoyed that video. That's something different that I want to start doing on the Cryer family, man. I want to start doing like certain videos where I'm just simply not talking. I'm just simply not talking. I'm just eating, because sometimes people put me up to the challenge, and somebody said one day, Mr. Cryer, I guarantee you, you cannot do one video without running your mouth. They say your intros be like 10, 15, 20 minutes long. No, they don't. They be like 35, 40 minutes long. I'm just kidding, guys. So I figure I'm going to probably hit that 1,000 likes today on the story time about where I came from, you know, and how it's changed my life. And, you know, like I said, man, I'm trying to take my channel in a whole different direction. I'm one of those people, man. I finally realized that I would rather have low views on my channel and still upload consistently than to have high views on my channel and have all that negativity. I have lost so many people, man, over the last couple of years. I just recently noticed, like in a couple of my recent videos that I dropped, I would say maybe 75 people actually resubscribed to my channel. They were still watching my videos, but they had unsubscribed, which means you can still watch a person's YouTube videos and you don't have to be subscribed to them. I have at least 75 people that I know for a fact who recently resubscribed to the Cryer family based on the last couple videos. And you know, I realize, you know, that I'm at 500,000 subscribers, and I know that I'm at 500,000, but I'm not getting nowhere near those views, and I probably never will get anywhere near those views. It's because I realized a lot of people, how can I put this? They resubscribed to the Cryer family because they said, this is what we want to see. We're the ones who've been here from day one. And when I looked at those posts, man, and I read those comments, you know, it was like a reminder to me. Like they were like throwing it back at me, but in a positive way. Somebody said, Mr. Cryer, let's go back to when you was in your 1-bedroom apartment in Fort Wayne, Indiana. When you worked at the steel mill. When you used to come home and tell us about your life. Let's go back to that, Damien. You know, let's go back to the fun stuff, man. Let's go back to where you was able to talk to people through your videos and inspire people through your videos, because people know everything that you went through in your life. And I know at some point I had lost pure focus. I mean, I had lost focus. I got down here in Texas, man, and I lost complete control, man. I lost complete control, where I was just focused on what people thought of me. And I just lost complete control, man. And so now it's like, you know, I have to really reprioritize and really think about a lot of things. You know, I didn't come from a background of a lot of money. I didn't come from that type of background. I didn't come from a background, a rich background, a wealthy background. You know, I came from a family of 6 with a single mom. My mom had twins before I was born. They died at birth. Lana and Donna were their names. I never got a chance to meet my twin brother and sisters, Lana and Donna. It's something I never really talked about on my platform. My mom was a single mother. She did the best that she could to raise 5 boys and 1 girl. And as of right now, today, you know, I did lose a brother in 1995 in a violent way. He was shot and killed around Thanksgiving time. When my brother got killed, I was actually in prison. 1995. I was in prison in 1995. And I remember when I was in prison, I had got the call. Well, I didn't get a call in prison, but I was called to what they called the squad room. The squad room is where you went to when you got into some serious trouble in prison, where they made like this decision if they was going to put your butt in a hole or whatever, or take all of your small privileges away from you. And they called me to the office, and I remember the lieutenant telling me, his name was, oh God, I can't remember his name. Maybe that's a good thing. I shouldn't be remembering any prison officials' names in a way. I remember he said, Mr. Cryer, you're on FDR. And I said, well, yo, what the hell is FDR? He said, you're on full dorm restriction. And at that time, I didn't understand what was going on. I wasn't comprehending what I had did wrong. I knew I was in prison. I'm serving my time. I'm not getting in fights. I'm not bothering anybody. I'm not doing anything wrong. So why am I on full dorm restriction? And he hands me the slip of paper and he said, you need to call home. And you know, I was like, what? So they let me use one of the office phones. There was a counselor there in the squad room. There was I remember it was a counselor, and there was like a priest in there. And they were standing behind me, or like, you know, like standing like on the side of me while I made the call. And I called my grandmother. And my grandmother was like, you know, I said, hey, Grandma, you know, what's going on? She was like, well, you know how older people are. They don't want to say too much, just enough to let you know what's going on. So my grandmother was like, well, you know, Damien, they found the body this morning in the backyard, and, you know, they think it's your little brother, Waffle. They call my brother Waffle. You know, we all got nicknames growing up. Like, my name is Dak. My brother's dad used to call me Bud, which was one of my nicknames that I've ever had, was Bud. But, you know, like, Waffle was a nickname that my mom gave my little brother when he was younger, because he loved eating pancakes and waffles. So his real name was Ronald Dwayne Cryer. And so my grandmother was telling me, you know, they think they found the body they found the body in the field, in the backyard. And they think that it was my little brother Waffle. And then, you know, but nothing had been really confirmed at that time. And so I think, like, that was like the big turn for me in my life. Like, you know, I'm in prison. I'm a couple 100 miles from Fort Wayne. I was in an Indiana prison, Westville Correctional Facility. But I'm still, you know, I'm in a position where I can't even go see my little brother. And so later on that day, I started making more phone calls. Family members accepted my call because they knew I had to know what was going on. And that's when I started getting the details. The details that started coming into me about what happened. Just to kind of fast forward a little bit, because it's really emotional to even talk about it. It was around Halloween time. And being that where they found my brother was like a busy intersection, but it was in someone's backyard. The neighbors reported hearing a loud boom, but being that it was a busy area where a lot of cars travel, they figured it was just a car backfiring, you know. And later on, some neighbors had went out in the backyard and they seen what they thought was like a scarecrow on the ground, because a lot of people have scarecrows during the Halloween season. You know, like, they have like scarecrows with straws, and, you know, they have some scarecrows that's really, really scary. And so I guess when a neighbor approached, they thought it was a scarecrow, you know, somebody playing like a Halloween joke or whatever in their backyard. I remember the address so well. I just don't want to say it in this video. But I guess when the neighbors approached my little brother and looked down, they realized that it was a human. And based off what they were looking at, they knew that the young man that they was looking at was without a doubt deceased. So basically, my little brother, he was from information that we've obtained, that my brother was actually killed execution style. And if you guys were to go and look at the Fort Wayne newspaper, go back to 1995, you can pull all the articles up. You know, it's all public record. Oh my God, why are these people approaching me? Oh. They just put a cart right here. What the hell? Oh shoot. I think they homeless. That guy and his girlfriend pushing his cart around. I thought they were finna approach me. They put the cart right there so they can go inside Walmart. There has blankets in there. They have blankets in there and everything. Oh my God. That's really, really hard to see that, man. So yeah, so there was like so many conflicting stories going on during the time that my little brother had lost his life. There was so many conflicting stories going on. Like I was getting, people were reaching out, sending me letters when I was in prison, telling me that they know who did it. But it's like they were sending me information, but instead of sending me the information, why didn't they just take it to the police? Why not take this information to the police station? Instead of telling me, write me letters, go to the proper authorities and let them know who killed my little brother. And so after days had went by, I remember a detective from Fort Wayne, Indiana, actually drove down to the prison to visit with me. I didn't have any idea that they were coming down. Obviously, they couldn't call me. I'm in prison. But one day I get a, now remember at the time, I'm on FDR. I'm on full dorm restriction. So I remember the lieutenant calling out my name. In prison, they didn't call you. Well, I mean, I'm sorry, my number. In prison, you weren't addressed as a name. You were addressed as a number, a DOC number. That's what you were addressed as, a DOC number. You didn't have a name in prison. So when you got your mail, they didn't address you as your name. They just called out your DOC number, which is your Department of Correction number. So I remember them coming in, Lieutenant, they called out my DOC number, and I was like, yes, that's me. They was like, you have a visitor. So, you know, I'm thinking maybe, you know, this is my mom. At the time, when I went to prison, I was with my daughter's mom, my daughter's Margaret mom, but we had broke up while I was in prison and she had moved on with her life. But from time to time, she would still come down to the prison and visit me. Every couple years, she would come down to the prison and visit me to give me updates on how my daughter was doing. Margaret was so freaking young at the time, man. So basically, when I got to the visitation room, it was a detective. And he introduced himself to me. He told me that he had been working my little brother's case. Sorry, guys. He told me that he had been working my little brother's case. And, you know, and I guess one of my family members had reached out to the detective because I had told one of my family members that I had received letters from someone claiming that they had information about my little brother's homicide. So basically, I don't know which one of my family members had told the detective that I had information. I remember sharing the information on the phone with some family members that, hey, I got a letter from this person basically saying that, you know, they know who was involved. So I end up going to get the letter from my dorm. and I gave the detective the letter. And I never heard anything else about it until like months later. But going back to after the detective left, like I said, days had went by. So they had planned my little brother's funeral, and I knew the date of my little brother's funeral, but they had denied me. They had denied me to go to my brother's funeral. They had denied it. So, you know, it was a different feeling for me. And they said the reason why I was denied from going to my brother's funeral is because I was in a level 3, I think it's a level 3 or level 4 prison, which means the prison that I was in, they had some people there doing life, but they didn't call it life. Even though some of the people there had like 50 years, they still didn't call it life. But because you had people there doing that type of time, it was still considered as a level 3 or level 4 prison. So I was in the prison with extremely violent offenders who was there for murder, some who killed multiple people. It was crazy, man. But I was denied from going to my little brother's funeral because of my offense that I was incarcerated for at the time, which was armed robbery. So, I did my best to stay in contact with everyone. I was just in disbelief that I would not be able to go say bye to my little brother. So my family ended up getting in contact with his attorney, and they was trying to make arrangements to where I could go to my brother's funeral, but I would have to be handcuffed and shackled and all that stuff, but I wouldn't be able to see anyone. They said they would have to contact the funeral home, and they would let me go to the funeral home before anybody got there so I can do my viewing, and then they can get me back out there, get me out of there. Basically, I don't know, man. It was crazy. So something ended up happening with some paperwork got mixed up, and I was not allowed to go to his funeral. So, during that time, man, in 1995, man, it was like one of the worst times of my life, man. Here I was incarcerated. I had several years left, and it was like things was just getting worse while I was in prison. I was just losing loved ones, and it's like, what am I going to do from here? Where do I go from here?